about 1992, my wife and I took some seed from the Birmingham Prairie and we stripped it off just like that and put it into shopping bags. Here we have two different species of prairie grass growing side by side. The longer portion here is the Indian grass, Sorghasums nutans. And this is big bluestem, which is andropogon, which means old man's beard.
Okay.
Andropogon.
That's right.
And so those are the two main species of the tall grass prairies. They're both growing up there at Birmingham, so we stripped seed off of this is big bluestem grass, andropogon, old man's beard, turkey foot, looks like a turkey foot when you spread it out there. And to collect seed is very easy. You just pull that off and those are all seeds. And of course the goldfinches and the birds just love that. And here we have Indian grass, Sorghasums nutans. And again, to remove the seed, you just pull it through your hand. There's nothing sharp there, it doesn't hurt. I can do it with my bare hands. Believe me, my hands are pretty tender. So, and those seeds will all germinate. Just put them out on the surface and go over them with a lawn roller. That ground should be hard enough that you hardly can even put a footprint in it before you plant.
Okay.
So that it doesn't soak. This seed doesn't go in very far, and it will take off. I tried to sterilize the soil before we planted because this had been farmed for years.
I see.
And so we started in April, and about every 3 weeks we would go over this with Roundup. I didn't want to till it because as you till that soil, you're just going to bring up more weed seed. There's seed in this ground that's been planted there, over the millennia, and you're never going to get rid of all that seed, but you can get rid of the top 1 inch of seed. Okay. If you go over that about 3 times with Roundup, and this is a warm season grass, so it doesn't really come into its own until July or August anyway, whereas most other weeds start in the cool season in April and May. So if you start in April and May, kill off all of those weeds until June, you've really given this grass a leg up as far as survival is concerned. So then you plant your big bluestem and your little blue and your prairie grasses in June, and you won't see much happening that year. If you're lucky, you'll get a little bit of green there, and some of the weeds are still going to come up, but so for the first 2 years you don't really see this grass. It takes at least 3 years before it really takes hold and you start seeing, oh, there's some prairie grass out there. The first couple of years it looks pretty weedy. Looks pretty weedy.
So this has been in the ground for
12 years.
12 years. Okay, yeah. That's why it's so extensive.
Yeah. That's pretty healthy. I also have some forbs growing over here if you'd like to see what the forbs look like. This grass is the mesic grass called prairie cordgrass. It's very coarse and has a different seed head. However, I'm not seeing any seed of prairie cordgrass right now. That's Indian grass. So
is this?
Yes, it might be. Just starting. It's just starting to go to seed. It's still not mature enough to really show off, but it's a much different grass altogether and grows in the more wet or damper areas of a prairie called prairie cordgrass. Of course, the big blue stem, comes from the color of the stem. We're aware that when this is developing, it's a lot bluer looking. This stem is kind of green right now, but earlier in the summer, it's a blue-green color. So the big blue stem is because of the color of the stem of the grass. Okay, this is compass plant, very dead compass plant. This plant is one of the prairie forbs, and it's called compass plant. And it's called that because it always grows with the leaf pointing north and south. It never grows this way, it always grows this way. So north and south, it's a compass plant. It's a little late in the season for this. And it has a beautiful yellow seed head that grows up about 8 or 9 feet in the air to get above all the other prairie grass so that it can disperse its seed. It looks a lot like a sunflower as far as the seed is concerned, or the head, seed head, a small sunflower type thing. This is compass plant. This is little bluestem grass, a total different type of grass. Actually, you can still strip the seed off of it pretty easily, but it's considerably shorter than the big blue. Big bluestem grows at least 8 feet tall, and they said that out west, where the big bluestem was predominant species, that a man on horseback could not even see over the top of the big bluestem grass when he was riding. This obviously would not be the case for the little bluestem, and again, this was all planted from seed that we got up at the Birmingham Prairie. Well, this time of year, there's some of that This is the echinacea species called purple coneflower. It's been already worked over by the birds quite a bit. You can see they love the seed heads, and in the late summer there's a beautiful purple blossom surrounding that seed head, but right now the birds are working that over pretty good. They've taken about half the seeds off of that already. Good wildlife habitat.
Yeah, what is that?
It's bergamot.
Bergamot.
Mm-hmm.
And is that how do you say, a prairie plant?
Forb, yes it is. Yeah, and of course that's a beautiful purple blossom in the summer as well. And it's a very fragrant plant. In fact, it's one of my favorites. I have some bergamot perfume or cologne that I use, you know. I just love this. You can take this bergamot and just rub the leaves on your skin and like a
cologne.
Like a cologne, yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
And it also flavors teas. I happen
It
to
does.
like bergamot
yes,
tea.
it does. Would you like to take some home with you?
Sure, I would, personally. Yeah, probably.
I also have hops growing over here.
And they're native, aren't they?
Oh, yeah? I think so. I don't know. It makes good beer. This is hops. See the cones? That's what they put in beer to give it that unique bittering. The vine grows